It's been a long time since I've made a YouTube video. So much has happened. There's a lot to kind of catch you up on. The whole goal was to come out here and train with the USC team in Los Angeles and prepare for the Tokyo Olympic Games with their head coach, Dave Salo, who's one of the greatest coaches in the world. But I was training at USC and I was training with Dave and things were going really, really good. We were loving LA, settling in, getting used to everything, making tons of friends. The training was going super well. I was swimming faster than I'd ever swum and basically was getting ready to fly back to South Africa, compete in the 2020 Olympic trials for Tokyo, which were going to be later that year. Yeah, literally the day before my flight back home to South Africa for the Olympic trials was the day that the COVID outbreak kind of like exploded and the airlines shut down flights. Ultimately, as we all know, it got really intense and I basically landed up then being stuck in Los Angeles for over a year. And all while Courtney was stuck in South Africa for that whole time. So that in itself was super hard. We were separated for over a year, but that whole time I also wasn't able to train. I've probably also never had that much time off swimming. I think prior to that, the most I'd probably ever had since I was 9 years old was maybe 2 weeks away from the pool. And now it was a full year, if not a bit longer. I just started really feeling like I wasn't in swimming for the right reasons, or at least preparing for the Olympics for the right reasons. Although I was swimming faster than I'd ever swum and I really was enjoying my new training and my new coach and my team, I definitely was not in love with swimming anymore. I mean, the whole reason I came out to California was to switch things up and try and re-spark that passion and that love. But I definitely got to a point where I was not wanting to really be there in the water, not really wanting to do what it takes to get to that level. So I remember being on a run basically and just stopping and calling my dad in tears and just kind of telling him where my mind was at and asking what he thought. And together we kind of came to the conclusion that, you know, I have so many other things pulling at me, my passion for creativity, wanting to explore that world further, having pushed it down for so long to prioritize my swimming career. I just felt like it was now's the time to start giving that other side of my life some attention and opportunity. So while we had all this time, you know, everyone was stuck inside, I basically started teaching myself digital design. It got to a point where I applied to join a collective, an incubator for digital designers. We then got the opportunity to also present our designs at New York Fashion Week, London Fashion Week.
Let's be quiet for a moment. Watch the shapes begin to fall. Keep your head above the system.
All the while pushing myself with design, starting to find a style or at least a direction that I was interested in.
We just need another road. It's a quieter existence. It's the people we don't know. It's the people we don't know.
While this is all going on, I somehow herniate 3 discs in my back and get the most severe case of sciatica down my right side. But it was literally a year of pretty much not being able to walk. I could stand for maybe a minute. I could not sit. I could lay down, and then eventually it got to a point where I could stand after a couple months, but at no point for like a year could I sit. My whole leg would like explode with pain. I didn't want to go the surgery route. I really believed that if I was very disciplined and patient, I would be able to self-heal. And I did eventually get to that point. Literally after a year, it took that long. Trying to walk every day, starting at 3 steps to 30 seconds to a full minute of walking to my first full block. Like those kind of steps and increments really were so frustrating and hard to experience. I had to fly back to South Africa. I really don't know how I even did that flight, because I, at that point, still couldn't sit down. I literally forced myself through agony to sit for the takeoff and for the landing. Otherwise, I stood at the back of the plane for like 16 hours. I think honestly, I was just kind of in shock and starting to anticipate what was waiting for me at home. And my mind probably just went blank and pushed me through it somehow. But I got to South Africa and I got to be with my dad for his last 10 days. And that was the hardest thing I've ever gone through, besides losing my mom. While I was home, I also got some medical help and some injections from doctors in South Africa that really helped my back and the pain management from the flight. And then I had to come back to LA. I got a job in fashion, learning design further, doing AI design, 3D design. I think getting the job really helped me keep distracted and keep moving forward while I started to internalize and process what had happened. Obviously having Courtney and at that point Birdie, our dog that we got, obviously kept me sane. I don't think I would have stayed sane without them. And then just being at the job every day from 9 till 6, working on my own designs and continuing to teach myself further in the evenings when I got home. Looked up and a whole year had passed and I was still kind of trying to process everything. I slowly started swimming more and more. It was literally the only thing I could do that didn't hurt my back. Started feeling a lot better. Started healing. My back got completely better, stronger than it ever had been. I just kind of made sure I was never going to not be active or not move again. Stretching every day, really being vigilant and diligent about my recovery. Life kind of just fast forwarded, and next thing I knew, it was the Paris Olympics. And I watched it and I don't know, I just kind of was like, fuck, I feel like I could still swim quick. And at that point I was swimming like every 2 or 3 days at least and feeling really good, just feeling really fast. And my relationship with the water was just so strong and still there. I basically decided that I was going to get back in the pool. And I reached out to Brett Hawke, another incredible coach who was already training some Olympians just an hour away. And I went through and kind of did a test session with him. And we kind of agreed that there was still something there. There was still some unfinished goals, and yeah, there was just something I had left behind that I needed to finish up, I guess.
Tend to do some activation straight off this, so get the body really loose.
4 years.
I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger, the can such a pretty show to steal your heart away. The backstage back on earth again. The dressing rooms are great. They come on strong and it ain't too long, but I make you feel a man. But love is blind and you soon will find you're just a boy again.
Wow. I guess that's why I'm back on YouTube. I want to show and share that journey, talk about the difficulties and challenges that are going to come up, and at the same time show you my other world, this other new world that I've been building and working so hard at. These pants that I'm wearing are my first product that I ever brought to life. I have so many more this year that I'm working on. Show you how I'm going to be building towards my swimming goals and my design goals. And I think bringing those two worlds together is going to be really, really interesting. Me being back in the pool, being back on YouTube, is me slowly coming back to myself, piecing myself back together, getting to a version of myself that I've never got to. I want to really push myself and see what I'm capable of. And these are the pants, by the way.